Assalamu alaikum to all of you. I hope, my dear students, you all are fine and safe. Here is your mathematics teacher, Miss Amara, with you with your mathematics class of grade 4. I hope, my dear students, you all are enjoying your studies. Dear students, today we are going to learn about the fractions. So in today's class, we shall learn that what are the fractions and what are the types of fractions. And we have to study in detail about like and unlike fractions. My dear students, as in the previous lessons, we have finished our topic division and we had studied how we can use four basic operations together. And I hope that you all have practiced very well about that topic. My dear students, the objectives of our today's lesson are: after this lesson, we shall be able to identify the types of fractions, to compare and contrast different types of fractions. So first of all, we should know that what is the fraction. My dear students, this is very much interesting topic. Yes, a fraction represents a part of whole. When we have a complete thing and we select only its one part, so it's called a fraction. In fraction, the top number is the numerator and the bottom number is the denominator. As you can see the picture of pizza on your screen, so here we have divided it into two parts. Half pizza we have eaten, so here the selected part is half, so we can say it as half fraction. You can see the second picture. Here we have only 1/4 of pizza. So it means that 1/4, 1/4. In the third picture, we have 3 pieces from total 8 pieces. Means from the 8 pieces we have selected only 3 pieces, so our fraction is 3 from 8 equal parts. Dear students, as we always represent the fraction in the form of numerator and denominator. So, whenever we write the fraction, we call the top number the numerator. It is the number of parts we have, or you can say that it is the number of parts that we select. We call the bottom number as the denominator, and denominator always shows the number of parts the whole is divided into. Like here you have a fraction 3/5. It means that something that we have, it has 5 parts, and from total 5 parts we have selected 3. So 3 will be our numerator and 5 will be our denominator. Dear students, we have different types of fractions like improper fractions, proper fractions. You can see the examples in the form of pictures. In the proper fractions, always the numerator is smaller than the denominator, and in improper fractions, the numerator is always bigger than the denominator. Then the mixed fraction, it is the mixture of whole number and a fraction. The next is unit fraction. Whenever in any fraction we have 1 as numerator, it is called unit fraction. Next are like fractions. When the fractions are having the same denominators, they are called as like fractions. Then we have unlike fractions. And when we have different fractions with different denominators, they are called as unlike fractions. Last but not least, equivalent fractions. In equivalent fractions, we have to make the fraction equal by multiplying or dividing the numerator or denominator by the same number. Dear students, as already a little bit I told you that the fractions that has numerators smaller than the denominators, they are called as proper fractions. For example, 2 upon 3 and 3 upon 4. You can see the example of proper fraction. In both the fractions, the numerator is smaller than the denominator. The next is improper fractions. Fractions with the numerator either equal or greater than the denominator is called improper fraction. You can see the example of improper fractions. Next are mixed fraction. It's the combination of a proper fraction and a whole number. That's why we call it as mixed number. Like you can see the example, we have one whole pizza and one is 3/4 part of it. So we can call it as mixed fraction. You can see in this mixed fraction, 1 is the whole number, 3 is the numerator and 4 is the denominator. Next is the unit fraction. Fractions with number 1 as numerator are called unit fractions. So whatever the fraction we have, if we have 1 as a numerator, it is called as unit fraction. Equivalent fractions, that are most important and interesting type of fractions. When two or more fractions have the same result after simplification, means when we multiply or divide the same number with the numerator and denominator to get another fraction, it is called an equivalent fraction. For example, 1 upon 2 and 2 upon 4 are equivalent fraction because in 1 upon 2, when we multiply 2 by the numerator and denominator, we get as 2 upon 4. And same for 1 upon 3 and 3 upon 9. They both are the equivalent fractions. You can see the visual form of the equivalent fractions. Now, come towards our today's topic, that is about like fractions. The fractions which have the same denominators are called like fractions. You can see these fractions: 1 upon 4, 2 upon 4, 3 upon 4. All these three fractions are having same denominator. So it's called like fraction. The fractions that have unequal denominators or the different denominators, they are called unlike fractions. For example, 1 upon 2, 1 upon 3 and 1 upon 5. They all are having different denominators. So when the fractions are having different denominators, they are called as unlike fractions. My dear students, now let's learn that how we can solve the examples of like and unlike fractions. As we are studying today about like and unlike fractions, so let's look at these two pictures. We have two circles and we have divided it into equal parts. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this circle has 5 equal parts. So in the denominator we have to put 5 because in the denominator we have to write the total number of parts. Now we have to see that how many parts are colored, and we can see that 3 parts are colored. So the numerator will be 3 because numerator tells us that how many parts are selected. Now look at the other picture. How many total parts it has? Yes, it has 5 equal parts. So in the denominator we have to write as 5 because it has total 5 parts. And you can see that 4 parts are colored. So 4 will be the numerator. Now you can say that in both the fractions the denominator is 5. So it means that we have divided both the circles into 5 equal parts. So this type of fraction where the denominator are same, they are called like fractions. Like, now you can look at your screen. Another example, we have 2 circles. So you can see that how many total parts of this circle are? Yes, it has 10 total parts. So in the denominator there will be 10 because denominator tells us the total parts. And how many parts are colored? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So it means 6 parts are colored, and this will be the numerator. Look at the other picture. How many total parts it has? It has 8 equal parts. This is also have 10 equal parts. So in the denominator, here will be 10. Now how many parts are colored from 10? Yes, 4 parts are colored. Now here you can again see that these both are the like fractions. How they are like fractions? Because they have the same denominator. Now here we have to write 2 like fractions for the given fractions. So like fractions means that we will be having the same denominator. So you can write 1 by 7. You can write 4 by 7. The denominator must be equal in like fractions. So here you can see that the denominators are same. Now look at the second one. 9 by 4. The second like fraction can be 3 by 4. And the third like fraction can be 2 by 4. Now here again you can see that all the denominators are equal. And for the last one, 6 upon 7, and you can write any fraction, but you have to just keep it in your mind that denominator must be same because we are making the like fractions. So here you can see that we have 11 by 7. So these are the like fractions. My dear students, what did we learn today? Let us summarize our lesson. A fraction that represents the part of whole, it is called a fraction. And in the fraction, the top number is called the numerator and the bottom number is called the denominator. We call the top number as how many parts we have selected. And denominator tells us that how many total parts. We have studied different types of fractions like improper fractions, proper fractions, mixed fractions, unit fractions, like fractions, and unlike fractions, equivalent fractions. Yes, I hope you understood about it. Now it's your turn to practice about the like fractions. No one is perfect. That's why pencils have erasers. This is a very beautiful saying. Thank you all of you, my dear students. Take care. Allah Hafiz.